I'm starting to record now. I hope everybody is physically, if not emotionally, prepared.
Yep. Oh, good.
Mm-hmm.
My desktop is very messy, and I'm sad about
Holy
this.
shit, there's a lot more frogs than there were last week.
Do you know what? Rich mentioned that as soon as she opened up Fantasy Grounds.
I finished because they were all hidden. And I had started. I knew we were ending the session, and I had started unhiding them because they start out hidden automatically. And I finally finished the job.
Yeah, I had just opened the map up right now. I'm like, oh.
I like what she called the map, though.
Yeah, I know.
Correcting my mistake.
Where
I mean,
did
I need to
find it?
lean into my mistakes.
Yeah, it was good.
Like he was strangled so hard there was blood.
I keep saying if it had been a garrote, easy to do.
It's
Yeah,
possible.
Grotwood. Yeah.
Like a really violent strangling, it could happen.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Garrote is like basically like razor wire. That can easily slice through
Yeah.
the carotid and the jugular, and make a huge mess.
So
Wow,
I'm
I'm
leaning into
got
it.
very dark.
I know, like yeah, we were like happy little campers beforehand, right? It was all sunshine and fairies and rainbows.
Well, if you ever want a fun thing to do, just start keeping a log of your Google search history for things that you're searching while you're DMing or for. Just throw it in a Word document and don't pay attention to it. And then, like a year later, go back and look at all the random ass crap that you searched. Like, do nipple rings conduct electricity? Which was a legitimate question for Heroes game with Ramrod Stewart when you electrocuted him.
So last session, not a lot happened.
Okay.
We kind of emphasized that some of you guys have been drafted in one persona or the other into running for the now empty town council seat in Saltmarsh. Stiiv, in his as his alter ego Esteban Lerkel, the most interesting man in Saltmarsh. And you've enlisted Barry, the tomato vendor, to be your campaign manager. To kind of give him a comeback story. Kymir, because Kymir is too hot to die?
And stupid.
Kymir managed to get himself nominated for candidacy as well. Meanwhile, the rest of you all have been doing some dice rolls that kind of shape just how this campaign is going in your absence. Now, I just want to make a point. I don't think I made it clear, but like if you guys make it back in time, because I think I gave you the date for when the elections are happening, about 2 weeks from the current time. And if you get back to town and want to do stuff to try to sabotage or promote stuff happening in this campaign, you certainly can do that. And, we will address it as desired. Otherwise, these roles are probably going to be what shapes what happens.
Esteban Raquel will not stoop to such measures.
Now, it is on Esteban Urkel. I think there was this thing about does Esteban Urkel own property? Because you have discovered, many people have said, that one must own property in order to be eligible for the town council. So
they just assume he does.
They just assume he does because he's so very interesting. So you at least have that loophole. Kymir, alas, does not. So as we start out, I do want everybody to do a roll. I'm pretty sure I had this as a persuasion roll? No, a charisma check.
Oh, I thought that was our karma roll. Charisma check, huh? Oh, God, no. Oh, wait, that's my saving throw. Okay. Oh, I did mine in the tower.
I'm not sure a high charisma roll is good.
It's not in this case. No. I don't even know what I did, so the suspense is
And
going
the
to
thing
kill
about
me.
you is you also have berry rolling for you,
Oh, God.
which may ameliorate or sabotage whatever you roll.
At least it wasn't persuasion or deception. Or not persuasion, just deception.
And I'm also rolling for the other candidates. Okay, so there's that. Now, I left blather in our Twitter chat about if you guys wanted to retcon any gear stuff that you potentially purchased.
Yeah.
So
I'm
there's
good
no
with
more
what-
rolling at this point unless you guys want to say, hey, I tried to buy a +1 blah blah of farts, and did I find one in town? Then we do a roll to see if you actually found one within Saltmarsh available for you to take.
I'm okay. Oh, and sell some stuff. I got like a 3-page inventory. I got way too much crap on me.
Okay. So we'll assume that there's no shopping that we are retconning any shopping. That didn't happen. So other than the election, during you attended a town council meeting, kind of giving a report about the suspicious death of Gellin Primewater, and that was kind of what's tied to the election. But also, you were kind of giving a report on what you did to interrupt a smuggling ring that was operating out of the not so haunted, but it's complicated house that you now own. And in the course of this investigation of your activities against the smugglers, you encountered a lot of rumors and an incident where it seemed like lizard folk were acquiring weapons from the smugglers. You also know that your former party member, Jazdas, was called away by the queen of his outpost for some reason, and he left for parts unknown.
He was from a different tribe, though, wasn't he?
No, he was from the Bloodvine tribe.
Oh, 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 oh.
Or Bloodroot tribe, I guess. Its translation is difficult.
Cherries are hard.
Cherries are hard. And there's also, because of these rumors, and because the city guards that normally kind of go out to the countryside on a regular basis and they scout the areas around Saltmarsh, they've seen a rise in traffic in lizardfolk from the Bloodroot tribe. And so there's some concerns because people don't really know what the lizardfolk are up to. And this news that was unhelpfully volunteered by Oceanus, the sea elf, who also appears to have made really good friends really fast with one of the town councilors, with Ada Oland, and left you guys and moved into her house.
Good with that, to be fair.
He's totally telling them that immediately. You guys were trying to kind of hold back this information because you didn't want to cause any trouble. But Oshi's just like, oh no, they're massing weapons. Don't know what's going on, and the town council members seem to be worried that they may be preparing for an attack on Saltmarsh. So they've sent you on a diplomatic mission to find out what's happening, and if it turns out that they are planning an attack, they want you to at least come back and warn the town So you can get your cannons in order, whatever. But if not, you are to extend the hand of diplomatic friendship, or, the closest approximation thereof.
They know they sent us, right?
They seem to think that y'alls are the bee's knees.
The town people are stupid.
Or at least the owlbear's rug. Those moonshine cherries are kicking in. So
How many
the
of you
new
have-
drinking game rule is a moonshine cherry for every person who gets dropped to 0. And since I went ahead and had some for the 2 of you, because on your way to the outpost, which Oceanus, the sea elf, helpfully scribbled on a map with like circles and stuff, you encountered a bullywug ambush. And these frogmen, or frog women, or frog people were, they had some devastating, especially there's this one sergeant guy, his name seems to be Arp, had some devastating areas of effects. He managed to do this croaking thing, and it didn't really go nicely with your brains. So in the course of the ambush so far, both Stiiv and Shaefira have been knocked unconscious. Stiiv, however, was aided by an imp. Turned out to be an imp that you had encountered before. It's this very absent-minded imp that keeps forgetting to be invisible.
As imps are wont to do.
As imps are wont to do when they forget their jam. So as we are rejoining this session, Shaefira is unconscious. Several of you have suffered significant wounds, except for Kerithlana. She's in pretty good shape. And Toby the Tentacle is in pretty good shape. There is one bullywug and the quite vociferous sergeant who are still engaged in combat with you. But there were also, when we last left, a bugle call had erupted from the swamp, and a practical horde of bullywugs crawled out of the swamp. Some of them are lurking behind rocks. They're not actively attacking you at this point. They're watching the battle intently. And this one bullywug, wearing a crown, riding a giant frog, is moving forward closer to where you are. He's quite intent upon the battle. You see in his hand, he has what looks like a kazoo. And he plays it. And you hear him call, "Hi-ho!" And all of the bullywugs around him echo in a chorus, "Hi-ho!" But they don't seem to be attacking you. Just the sergeant and the one bullywug, number 7 on the map. The ones near the puffin are still engaged in combat with you guys. And that's where we left it last session.
And I'm still at the end of the initiative.
Now, Arp is already done. We ended with Arp he did his Glurpat call, which did psychic damage to the group of you and dropped Shaefira to the ground. So his turn is over. Number 7 is the only one who's actively combat and is over here. And Bullywug, he's going to... He's going to move over... He's going to move over toward this rock like he's kind of running towards you guys, but there's a tentacle and there's a spectral puffin in the way. So he's kind of like, oh, dodging around. And you see as he moves, he's kind of playing to the crowd of Bullywugs and to the king. Like you see him shake his spear and he's kind of flexing and posing some. And you see the king on his giant frog flexing and posing in response, and the crowd calls, hi ho, hi ho, hi ho.
It's not cha-cha-za.
No, hi ho. Hi ho. That's number 7's turn. Fast forward to the next one of you who actually has actions, and it's the imp. And the imp just kind of sits in the tree, and Kymir, you can hear the imp say, oh dear, in Infernal. Now it's Stiiv's turn.
Okay. Well, I don't want there to be a whole bunch of death saves going on. So the first thing I'm going to do here is a little trick I've had up my sleeve, and we're going to lean over and touch Shaefira and cast Spare the Dying so she doesn't have to make any death saves anymore. It's now stabilized.
Oh, she's spared.
She is stable.
That's really nice, Stiiv.
Yeah, it's a nice little trick. And then we're going to move the tentacle a little bit closer to Arp, and as a bonus action, yeah, we're gonna smack him, because it's personal. No, we're not.
Oh.
It just flails around ineffectively,
So
and like
Toby tries to it forward.
it was distracted by Ru.
Yeah, like at the critical moment, Arp decides to step around, turn around, kind of step away so that he can flex for the crowd, and he manages to avoid getting slashed by Toby.
And then I'm gonna hide behind our cleric, and that's my turn. Not an actual hide, but like a Scooby-Doo kind of hide, you know, like hands on the shoulders, leaning over to the side.
I removed unconscious, but I guess technically Shaefira is unconscious, or is she stabilized? I can't remember. Does Spare the Dying put you to 1?
No, it just means you are stabilized. You no longer have. You're still at 0, still unconscious. Will recover 1 hit point after the end of 8 hours of uninterrupted unconsciousness, basically.
Okay. So I removed unconscious
means...
effect. I'm not going to go to the effort of putting it back on, with the assumption that something happens. Something's going to happen, and I don't need to put it back on. But Shaefira, you're unconscious, and I guess you're lying there.
Yes. Enjoying a nice nap.
Do you have any thoughts about what your near-death experience is like?
Well, I did have I thought, there's like a nice tunnel of light, and then at the end of it, there was this like really nice lady dressed in leather pants and rolling around in dirt, singing "Whenever, Wherever."
So basically, you changed from the freight train coming your way to Shakira.
Yeah.
That's a good channel change.
Yeah, heaven is the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
So, Shaefira, that is your turn. The giant toad just says ribbit. Kerithlana.
Okay. So, my puffin is going to carry on pecking at Arp. Right. I can't get Fantasy Grounds to do what I'm trying to get it to do. There we go. Right, I will attack. Miss completely. There we go. So that's not going to work. And I'm going to mooch over to Shaefira and cure wounds on her. How does curing wounds as a second level spell work, though?
When you left click the healing drop, or the healing plus, while you have the left mouse button held down, tap the right one once, and it'll add the extra die.
Yeah, add a die.
Nope. Still D8 plus 2.
While you had the right click held up,
Yeah.
while you had the left click up. Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Just roll another d8.
Oh god.
That's a lot of d8.
Why did that damage me?
I'll have that many.
I don't know. I have no idea how I managed to Eldritch Blast you either.
You accidentally targeted somehow?
Oh, I accidentally targeted.
You accidentally targeted yourself? What?
I was just checking to see if the multiple dice. I rolled 4 dice on my Eldritch Blast
Stiiv,
instead
quit
of 1.
hitting yourself.
But yeah, I'll go.
Yeah, don't do that as I'm trying to sort somebody out. I just like, what have I done now?
I don't. You didn't have that many hit points beforehand.
I had 7,
okay.
which I just put back on. Ironically, from Kerithlana. But if you could remove my self-inflicted unconsciousness.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Oh, wait. Was that a... We'd give her 9 plus... Did you roll another d8?
I rolled a second d8.
Okay, so we'll do the first cure wounds is 6 plus a 7, so like 13 total is what it should be for a level 2.
Correct.
Yep. Cool. Thank you.
I want to know why the dice didn't work.
It's me. I'm Queest.
Oh, okay.
It's an idiot behind the keyboard error as opposed to anything else.
Oh, yeah.
And I need to...
Kind of like blasting yourself with it, Eldritch Blast, kind of.
I've yet to do that, but I'm sure it'll be up there on my list of opportunities. Right, I need to press that button as well. There we go.
There's more chanting of hi-ho. You hear more kazoo sound. And when people could sound a kazoo, there's an echo that is quite trumpet-like, like a herald. Kymir. You see the king, he's flexing at you.
Yeah, I was so I'm still kind of recovering from the look of betrayal by the frog that I killed after I'd yeah, I think I'm going to move away and then I'm going to eat. No, actually I'm going to take a potion. So I've got a potion of healing, so I'm going to take one of those. It's 2d4 plus 2. How do I do 2d4 plus 2?
Does your page... Did I add stuff to your actions?
Oh. You've got the tasty... Is the tasty bacon the same?
No, it's not. But treat it like 2 tasty bacons.
Okay. So I just roll that onto myself, yeah?
Yeah.
Still trying.
Right, 1, 2.
So you heal yourself for 5 hit points? No, wait. Yeah, 5.
I think that's it, really. Yeah, move, action. That's all.
Yeah, unless there's a bonus action that isn't one of your punchy things. So I think your punchy things require that you attack with your action.
Yeah, I don't think these are bonus actions. Let me just check. Oh, that's a normal action. That's a normal action. No, that's all I can do.
I think all you got is patient defense, which
We're back to ARP, your favorite. And he takes this opportunity to bow. He turns his back on Kymir and the Puffin and Toby the Tentacle. And he makes a great show of bowing to the king, which I'm going to say gives the Puffin and Toby attacks of opportunity. And Kymir as well, if you want to do, if you have anything ranged you want to do, if you want to attack somebody in the back.
That feels very dishonorable.
Puffin doesn't care.
alas, Toby isn't eligible for attacks of opportunity.
The Puffin applies by no laws. Now I'm making a DM dispensation. So
Does my Sunbolt class
if
as
you
a-
would like to take it, you may, even though it's not, written hardcore into the description of the thing.
Yeah, okay.
And the Puffin, the spectral Puffin does take advantage and pecks Arp in the buttocks. And as the Puffin pecks Arp in the buttocks, you hear him let out a little shrieky hi-ho! And the rest of the Bullywugs kind of let out this like gasp, like ooh! And you hear this kind of like low throated warble coming from the crowd. Was Toby going to do anything?
No.
So
He's going to sit there and
Bullywug number 7 runs up to Shaefira and tries to spear her, but misses. With his follow-up attack, he tries to bite her and also misses. The crowd continues their chanting. The king continues. He's shaking his spear. He's making grandiose gestures. He's kind of like pantomiming, stabbing something with his spear. And then you hear him make this kind of like warble sound call in his throat. And you hear him call hi ho again. And the crowd echoes hi ho. You hear kazoos, and then you hear a herald of trumpets echo after the kazoos.
Kymir, blowing as your raspberry.
Stiiv, it's you.
Oh, the turn. Oh well, Bullywug 7 just attacked us though, right? So that was
Yeah, Bullywug 7 attacked. Yeah, the only ones you see fighting that are continuing are the ones that were fighting you before this last wave of people arrived. They appear to be acting like onlookers. They're rooting, for somebody. They're cheering. They seem to be acting like an audience. But the ones who are fighting you already are continuing to fight you almost like in gladiatorial combat.
Okay, well, I don't like that, so we're gonna have all right. We'll start with tentacle. I should have taken the attack. Oh well. We're gonna start with the tentacle on Arp, and let's make that He's moist, so let's make that lightning damage.
Toby fondles Arp
Yes.
for 1 damage.
But
Gives him a static shot.
His speed is reduced.
it's be by 10 feet. And then we'll kind of lean around a little bit and fire off some Eldritch Blasts.
You blast Arp.
Pew!
Ooh.
And with your blast, you drop Arp. And as
Yay.
Arp collapses, he kind of turns towards the king on the giant frog with his arms extended, and he kind of collapses almost in a kneeling position, like he has served him to his death. It's quite dramatical.
I get the feeling there's some cultural differences between.
Thinking they're a bit weird.
They're acting a lot like Klingons, but Froglingons.
With the death of Arp, the lone Bullywug fighter who is still alive, he warbles in his throat and he throws his hands up high and he's kind of jumping up and down. He gets a lot of lift. He seems very excited by this, and he's also kind of flexing and posing. Did you have more to do in your turn, Stiiv?
I should have clicked turn off already.
Oh. It's because you're the end of the attack order, and I have to hit it again before it zips around to the next round.
Oh, right. Start the round 7. Fight.
It doesn't automatically go back to the top of the order. Shaefira! You're conscious.
I am.
You have
conscious,
health.
yeah.
There's this bullywug trying to stab you with its
Yeah,
spear,
I know.
making a big show of it.
I'm gonna have a go at him with my dagger and miss, and then I'm gonna run away.
You hear the crowd roar. They almost seem disappointed when you miss.
Yeah.
As you ran away, you got to disengage because you're a rogue. This leads to the giant frog. I say giant frog, but it's really a giant toad. But that's me just being frogist. And you see the frog, the giant toad frog, start to kind of... The king continues to ride it, and it's prancing at this point, kind of prancing in circles. And at one point, it kind of rears up on its hind legs and does this kind of gallopy hop. Kerithlana.
Yep. Okay. Puffin is going to come in and harass Bullywug 7.
Bullywug 7 opens his arms. He's welcoming the harassment.
That's a bit
Guys are
weird.
weird.
Puffin does not care. Nom nom nom. Yeah, I'll step up and lamp it as well. Blah.
Oh, nice hit. Hey.
Hey, there we go.
So your spectral puffin chomps on Bullywug 7, and then you follow up with a swing of your flail, and as you squish this Bullywug and he collapses to the swampy ground, he likewise dies dramatically, making sure that as he falls prone, breathing his last breath and riveting his last rivet, croaks in a prone position toward his king.
croaks. Really?
Really.
Oh, dear.
That is what happened.
Uh,
Look, she could have made is listen to an hour of law.
That is true.
I could have given you.
Bad puns are fine.
So at this point, you have defeated all your combatants. And as the last of the muck settles and the bodies have hit the muddy ground,
so one might say we floor.
You're what?
You might cut out the wrong button again.
Oh well. It wasn't that good anyway.
I'm sorry. I'm feeling like, oh, I missed it. I missed it. The crowd of Bullywugs that remain, they start to kind of like cheer you, and they're doing this like hi ho, hi ho, hi ho, and they're kind of beating the swamp, making splashes with the halves of their spears. And they seem to be kind of doing some kind of ritualistic cheer for you. Like, you aren't their champions, but they're kind of doing this. It seems to be respectful. And then the king on his giant frog, he rides forward. He's quite prancy. He's quite fancy. He does some, like, shaking of his spear. And he points them at each of you. And he raises his arms to, like, encourage the other Bullywugs to cheer. And then he points his spear at Kerithlana, because he seems to think that she is in charge.
Again?
It's a shiny tiara.
Man.
The Bullywug King begins to talk in a warbly voice. He kind of talks slowly. He says, "Hi ho! You have just witnessed the might, the glory of the Bullywug Empire. I am King Gulpagor. Pleased to meet the warriors."
The inflection sounding like Kermit is making me try so hard not to crack up right now.
And he seems to be waiting for Kerithlana to speak.
All hail, mighty king. It is a glorious Bullywug empire. May we pass through your lands?
Oh, I am pretty mighty. These aren't my lands, though. We're just passing through. We just camped here last night. No reason why we would camp here. I don't suppose you're going to see the Lizardfolk, huh?
No, we're just passing through.
Oh, we have that in common.
Yeah. I guess we do.
No wonder you were good at the battle.
I think we were lucky on the day.
Well, you seem to be good sports. Thank you for playing with us. And the rest of the Bullywugs all cheer. Huzzah, huzzah, huzzah. And he says, "For your valiant effort, you may have the Queen of the Fallen, the warriors that you have defeated, and the kazoo."
Ooh.
Wait, so they're not pissed? We just like iced like half a dozen other people?
No.
No.
That's really, really weird.
Later.
Oh, I should point out that was a kind of state behind Kerithlana's back. Just like, that's
Because
really weird.
yeah. It also means they attacked us without provocation for no
For no actual
readily
reason.
apparent reason.
To play.
Yeah.
To play. So
No.
you're given a kazoo. You find you can collect up to 8 spears if you want to take spears off of the fallen. Otherwise, you gather the equivalent of 24 platinum pieces.
Can I get my arrows back off the ones I shot at?
Yes, if you gather your arrows before venturing forth.
Is there anything special about the kazoo? Can Kerithlana tell?
It's been so long since we've played. I'm trying to remember how to add the loot, drag the parcel to your stuff. All right, it's in the party inventory now.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And after the parley with the king, he spreads his arms wide. He doesn't like bow or salute you in any sort of way, but it kind of opens his arms like, yes, admire my munificence. And he turns his giant toad around and rides away. The other remaining bullywugs seem to clap. They're chanting hi ho, hi ho. As the king moves out of sight beyond the other bullywugs, they start to follow him. And they're heading kind of a little bit southwest, which is kind of the direction you were headed.
Oh dear.
No, wait, actually, it's
I-
not. You're going to the northwest.
Alright, cool. What time is it anyway? I mean, because we set off in the morning, didn't we?
You set off in the morning, but you used 2 mephits in your mephit-powered jolly boat.
Oh, we left that on Park.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
left it on park. I'm just trying to remember what my calculations for how long you traveled in there before you disembarked and left the 2 guards kind of guarding your
Uh-oh.
boat.
Just wondering if this is a good place to like take a camp and have a rest.
Well, I was just gonna say whether we camp right here or not. We should at least hang out for an hour, and I don't know what dice are, but maybe we should hang out and patch up a little bit.
Yeah, it's probably getting to be about tea time. You traveled maybe 8 hours in your boat. And then you walked out another hour in through the swamp.
Camp then overnight, and then set off in the morning again and try and hit the lizard folk village. Or do we want to just keep traveling at night?
Uh,
Sure.
Short
swamp.
rest or long rest?
I would recommend swamp at night.
Yeah, swamp thinking, not good
Not
idea.
usually a good idea. Like I basically live in a swamp, and I don't mess around with it at night. I mean, it's a very small swamp, but
Roll a perception check.
Everyone or
Everyone who wants to. If you want to just decide that you are not perceptive, you don't have to roll.
I'm feeling extremely perceptive today.
I'm not. I'm still got my eyes shut.
Both Stiiv and Kymir perhaps for very good reasons, because you might be the most attuned to the creature, have noticed that while you were focused on the interaction with the Bullywug King, the imp disappeared.
You mean he remembered to turn off visibility?
Maybe.
Oh, that's no, that's really easy. Hold on. Hey, Kelladek. Shit, maybe he did remember to go back invisible. Or maybe it's not his imp.
No. Do we know that for definite if it is?
When Stiiv
Well, we
says
know.
Keladek aloud once, nothing happens.
Oh, wait. Kelladek. There we go. This guy did it 3 times.
Do you say Keladek a second time?
So what?
You cut out again, Steve.
I didn't say anything. She said
Oh,
you said
sorry.
Kelladeka.
Second
And
time.
Second time, yeah.
I said
no,
I said it a second and a third.
Oh, so as
Like I
Stiiv
already said it
says,
once.
yes. So you say it 2 more times. Once you're like, oh yeah. The imp appears at the tree again.
Hey there. Hey, what's your name? Do you like bacon? Hi.
The imp is startled, and
Do you like?
Kymir hears the imp say, like, "Oh, this is getting ridiculous," in an infernal.
I asked him if he likes bacon.
Kymir asks him in Infernal if he likes bacon.
Yeah, I do like bacon. As a matter of fact,
I'll
bacon
wave
is
around it,
delicious.
hold up a piece of bacon and wave it around, kind of like, come on down.
You're welcome to join us. Again in Infernal.
The imp pauses and he kind of considers it. He gently kind of flutters down from the tree. He's still hovering, like maybe 5 feet above you guys, and he seems to be considering this. And
Toss the bacon
and
up
he
to him.
says in infernal to you, Kymir, "You guys know that I'm here now, don't you?
But, I mean,
If I disappear again and try to follow you, you're just gonna keep saying, you know whose name, aren't you?"
well,
Pretty
it's
much.
kind of, yeah. So I said, just come on down here, have some bacon, and hang out. You know, it's why go through all the effort of keeping up appearances? There's no one else around here. Just that, well, us and like 80 frogs, but they don't know.
The imp kind of like shrugs. He looks down, like a little bit downtrodden. He's like, "Dude, you don't understand. I am a bound familiar. It's pretty
Yeah,
much
well,
it's my
okay,
gig."
okay, well then here,
We
he's
won't
like
tell
right
them.
on our shoulder, invisible, and here, wait, that.
Yeah,
Here,
I mean,
thanks for saving my bacon. So here's some bacon for you. How about that?
oh yeah, it's no problem. I mean, yeah, there's you have stuff in your future, and oh, yeah, you've signed up for whoa.
Wait, what I sound?
Oh, nothing. I don't know anything really. I'm just hired help.
Okay, right, yeah, hey, that's cool. Like that's fine.
But hey,
We're gonna
yeah,
go like tent, like that's
I
cool.
I can make a kind of a deal with you guys. I mean, I'm here, and I know you're going to the Lizardfolk place and stuff. Can we just respect each other's work, because I gotta watch you, you know.
Yeah. Hey, how about this? How about this? If you want to do something really cool, there's a sea elf. Not this one. Not this one. She's another one. Like a boy sea elf. And kind of dresses like he's all, and he's not. He's kind of a douche. His name's Oceanus. Like, like give him like a really nasty wet, and he loves them. And I think he's around here somewhere, but I'm not sure.
Uh,
Oh, she
do
answers
a
like it.
deception check.
I'm low on my dice, but I know it's not going to work. Ah.
The imp says, "What? You don't say he's here? Like in the nearby area?
He might be.
Should I go look for him?"
Sure. And if you find him, yeah, like lick your finger 3 times and then dig it in.
Okay, you save me a piece of that bacon. If you save me a piece of bacon, I'll go
Oh,
do it. I'll go do it.
I got one.
And if I
I
spot
got
him,
one better. I got better than tasty bacon. I got
oh,
fried squid and waffles with spicy syrup.
what?
That's if you get both ears.
Oh, I love that stuff. But you know whose name I can't say. Oh, he never lets me have. He never lets me have the spicy squid and the fried waffles.
Yeah, there's nothing though.
I said it wrong. Oh dear. I'm not allowed to say a lot of things. Okay, so I'll go look for this guy. Yeah. I'll go look for this guy. And if I see him, and I come back, you'll give me a little treat.
You got it.
Ooh, doggy. And the imp claps his hands. He's really excited now. I'm gonna get a treat. I'm gonna get a treat. And he disappears again.
Sure, didn't
Stiiv,
quite catch that. Okay.
So you hear
what
the
are you
imp
doing?
clap. He claps his hand and he's like chanting an infernal, like, I'm gonna get a treat, I'm gonna get a treat. And then he disappears again.
I feel like we should give him a sock. I don't know why.
Have I gotten
Well-
all the bullywugs off the board?
But we know Oceanus isn't
Looks
round
like
here,
it.
so why have you sent him looking for him?
I want to see if that douche is following us.
Oh, I never even
Plus, he
thought of
does.
that.
Plus, he deserves a wet willy anyway. He's kind of
Well,
an
yeah,
asshole.
that's true. Yeah. Well, that's a
But
good thing.
just wouldn't surprise me if you decided to try and sneak along and keep an eye on Princess Saltwater here.
Hmm.
Princess Saltwater.
Princess Saltwater was thinking about maybe doing a healing ritual. Princess Saltwater's not too sure now.
I'm just saying he took to that. Okay, you're not my queen. A little too easy. You know what I mean? Like.
Nothing at all to do with me putting it on his head and then giggling and running off.
No, I wasn't there for that.
So, you guys have decided to camp out for a long rest.
Yep.
The question about the healing ritual is actually a serious one. I've cast both of my second level spells, but Prayer of Healing is a second level spell, but I can do it as a ritual. Do I need to have the spell slot free in order to do it or not?
For prayer of healing?
Yeah, Prayer of Healing.
I don't believe that's a ritual.
Are you sure that?
No, it takes. It's got a 10-minute casting time. It's not a ritual. Which yeah, therein lies the if. Well, no, there is no ritual version of it. So yeah, no, it just happens to take the same amount of time as a regular ritual.
That's dumb.
But if we're taking a long rest, it doesn't matter anyway because we're gonna get all of our slots and all our
Yeah,
hit points back.
you'll get all of your juicy bits back.
Oh, missus. Right. Kymir's gonna get his tent out and put it up.
Gonna put
Someone else
what
can make a
up?
fire.
Kymir pops a tent.
Yep.
Kymir's
organised. Hey!
Pitching a tent in a swamp.
Didn't
No,
even click with that. Mo.
Fires, not one to nothing, but when you make a fire, like we get to see for like 15 feet, but everyone else gets to see us for like It's 3 miles.
Oh,
So if we
okay.
don't have to fire, maybe we don't. Just a thought.
Kymir looks a bit abashed because he didn't think of that.
Well, we could have toast and jam for tea instead of cooking one of our rations.
Yeah, you always have
We don't have
toast and
we
jam
don't have to cook.
available.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, given a long rest, Shaefira with her mark of hospitality, she can totally generate enough jam for all of you to have for a meal.
Okay.
I'm just gonna sit with back to a rock near. I don't really feel. Steve doesn't really feel the need to have a tent. It's kind of normal sleeping conditions, smushy, swampy ground. Um, he's gonna kind of lean back up against a rock and start flipping through Sanbalay's spellbook, even though it doesn't make any sense yet.
Now, what did you guys bring? Did you guys bring beverages? Did you bring enough brandy for the whole class?
We got some water skins, didn't we?
I've got 3 bottles of wine. I'm fine.
Okay.
Got a bottle of rum.
Because you pretty much have, because of your magical items, because of your toaster that you got from opening the account at the bank, at the Direct Bank in Saltmarsh, you got your toaster. And Shaefira can make jam. So you pretty much are guaranteed at least one meal a day without rations. But you still need to, like, drink whatever you need to drink.
Hmm.
Kerithlana needs to roll around in the swampy water to stay moist and luminous, You have to manage with what's available.
Maybe I should have put a salt rub in the inventory as well.
Oh, I got some in the bag of holding, but you probably don't want to use that salt. It's probably corrosive.
Nice. Exfoliating. You can market that.
Ooh,
I seem to have misplaced my water skin.
totally open your pores as wide as they can go. I'm sorry, I seem to not be compulsively eating moonshine cherries now, and that's going to end really poorly.
Oh,
I think I should have eaten something before the gaming session.
Oh no.
I'm being too peckish. So, anything else that you can about? You've prepared your food. You've popped your tents.
Oh no. Well, Shaefira was gonna join Kymir in the tent, but she's not sure now.
well, fine. It's me looking out for my friend.
Are you guys going to do any standing watch, or anything like that? Any of the boring stuff? I mean, honest. I will tell you right now, one of my least favorite things in the world is a discussion about who is going to keep watch.
Well, if Steve's staying outside with his, resting up against a rock, then
Yeah, I don't mean he's not going to be asleep though.
he is. Well, yeah, no, but he's going to get disturbed, and then he can wake the rest of us up.
Nice.
If somebody can take first watch, I can take the last two because I only need to chill for 4 hours.
I'll take the first one. One.
I mean, yeah, you're an elf. You practically don't need sleep, and it's just meditation. So it's like you're always present.
Yep.
So the night passes with no incident. There is a point during the night where Shaefira wakes up from her sleep thinking she hears the sound of a kazoo and a little echo of hi-ho. But then there's silence, just the chirping of crickets in the swamp. Maybe a random ribbit here and there. The nice, safe, comforting kind of ribbits that happen when people aren't trying to stab you with spears.
Normal sized ribbits.
Normal ribbits. I just distracted myself thinking about Steve's really nice pillow.
Oh, that's back at home.
Is that back at home? You didn't
Look,
bring it with?
Open my character sheet and look at the very bottom.
Did you actually designate
There's-
that?
Look at the inventory. It's there.
Gold ribs, straw hat, spyglass, spicy syrup, damask pillowcases. Wait, what am I looking for?
Fluffy pillow right above.
Fluffy pillow. Oh, I see. They're all marked at home. So you left the damask
Designate-
pillowcases, your leather armor, your fluffy pillow, and the barrel of preserving pine at home. And there's stuff in your hovel too. Oh, that's precious.
Yes, I know. Mariner's leather armor.
Oh, is that
but
is that your mariner's leathers or what?
No, at home is regular. The ones several lines above it.
Okay.
Mariners.
The fancy ones you kept with you.
Exactly. Did you give us our long rest?
Oh, you know what? I didn't, but I will do that now because yeah, moonshine cherries.
That's the moonshine cherries, yeah.
All right. Your rest was long. Your rest was prosperous.
So she pitched the tent and it got long. Rested.
Bad man.
All right, it's morning time. What do you do?
Put my tent away.
We were headed back up to the camp.
Guess head off towards the lizards.
You approach the mound. You approach the area that's marked on the map, and as you get close to the scribbles, I just distracted myself again. I was imagining like scribbles in the air around this mound in the swamp. Like
So
we did not understand Oceanus's power.
I was just gonna say, now we've gotten time. You're pitching tents and approaching mounds. I mean,
Oh dear. And meanwhile, my brain was going towards, oh, he has the skywriting spell. But okay. It's a high mound of earth in the swamp. It
had
looks
edibles.
it looks like, several feet high, but most of it appears to be subterranean. And from the side that you were approaching from, you do see something that looks kind of like the water feeding into a cave along one side. The rest is just mounded earth with grasses growing out of it. But it's a very large mound. It continues to curve away from you and extend further into the swamp. But you do see a water-based entrance in front of you.
Does this cave mound look inviting?
There are no chimneys with smoke, and there's no red door.
I think this is the right place.
If only we had an imp.
I think you sent the imp away, dude.
Oh, see, at some point he's gonna come back and find us because he's gonna want his bacon or his squids. Just.
And there might be other ways to bring him back.
Do we go into
Look in the
This-
cave.
take a peek in the cave, or just stay on the surface and keep looking for well, here's a little out of character voice. DM question.
Uh-oh. I'm
How
required to
familiar
know
is Stiiv with
something.
How familiar is Stiiv with Lizardfolk establishment settlement habits? Do they have low ground? Does Stiiv know this?
Well, let me tell you this, Steve, and the person playing Steve. I would say Steve's familiarity with lizard folk activities probably will depend upon a nature check.
All right. One nature check coming right up. That'll be crap. I don't know a damn thing.
Steve knows jack shit about lizard folk.
What I like is the fact that the dice teased you with an 18 and then just.
I know. It was
slowed
like I was like,
nah.
I'm gonna know this. Oh, I'm not. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they do like to. Maybe they got some subways going on.
You're like,
some
just Daz, he slept on hay once, maybe?
maybe they got like an underwater river.
He would
That's
curl up
like
in
a
a little
shortcut.
ball. Maybe it's just a bunch of lizard folk curled up into a little ball, and that's why it's so big, because there's so many of them. I don't know. Who knows why lizard folk do what they do?
I'm not sure Joss Des knew why lizard folk do what they
I
do.
mean, yeah, Josh Des was weird. He's one of those, he'd like peel the fish and the sausages. Like,
And
why would you
Joss
why would you
Des,
unfry the fish?
Joss Des was a single data point, so you don't know whether he's, indicative of normal lizard folk activities, or whether he marched to the beat of his own Doombeck.
Yeah, sample size 1, not a good indicator. Do you want to
Okay.
go in the
Let's
cave?
go have a look.
Princess Saltwater? Are we going? Since apparently the frogs think you're in charge.
I like that Princess Saltwater. It's pretty adorable.
Well, and she's Princess Saltwater.
It's not easy being green.
I've
You're
heard that.
blue.
This is
You're
why
more like
I'm
a cyan.
She's blue from like being sad over all of this stuff, all of this hassle.
Whee! In the circles. Yeah, we can go down the cave. If somebody wants to take point and see if there's any traps or any things
Well,
down there.
I've got dark vision, but
Well,
I won't be able to spot any
I
traps.
can go see. There's this companion called a rogue.
But
I could go check.
yeah, but if I can't tell whether it's a trap and you can't see in the dark, it seems like a
That sounds like I'm taking point then.
yeah.
Okay,
I
I
don't
will
mind-
take point.
No, I don't mind going first.
No. See, we have the traps, and then the rogue disabled them,
Okay.
and the healer that keeps us all from dying very much not in the front.
That's true. I feel that the healer or the one person or the people who can actually do anything effective in that way.
I
should-
like you said people who can heal. Like that she doesn't have split personality. I don't
You've
think.
got
Do
you.
you have split personalities?
No, we don't.
Right. Okay. So Kerithlana, aka Tony Collette, is gonna stay in position 3.
Okay. Do you want to take one of the spears? And maybe use that as like a 6-foot pole.
I could do. I have got a quarterstaff though. Would that work just as well?
It would, but if it gets chopped into small bits by a trap, you're not
Alright.
going to have a quarterstaff at the end of it.
I've not really used it much, but I will take a spear. It's a good point.
Okie dokie. And if at some point we need to display the weapons of our fallen enemies, because weird
Why
stuff,
don't
we can use that as well.
They had spears.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you just said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And their spears are
Okie dokie.
yours now.
There was a little bit of discord in my head, and I didn't hear the spear part.
Okay.
Ah,
That's a hangover from ARP's croaking.
Yeah, I just heard the 6-foot pole and didn't make the
You're still
Right, with
thinking
the
about
tent.
Kymir pitching a tent, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Right.
So as you start to enter the cave, you see that it becomes much more watery. Oh my god, I can't talk anymore. Too many cherries. The depth, the water.
It becomes much waterful.
I'm dying. The water is no longer as shallow as it was previously. At some points, if she steps wrong, Shaefira might be forced to swim because of the variance in the depth. But at the shallowest, it seems to be about 3 feet. At the deepest, it gets to be about 3 to 6 feet. I mean, not 3 to 6 feet, 5 to 6 feet. 5 is a larger number than 3.
It is.
So in some places, it's over Shaefira's head. For the rest of you, it's not over your head.
Can I piggyback Shaefira?
You can totally give Shaefira a piggyback ride.
All right.
Oh, that's not the way around I thought it was. I did wonder.
No, I didn't mean like that. Sure, that would be a bad thing for me to get.
So off the rails.
Right, I'm gonna
Y'all are
offer.
filthy.
I'm gonna offer Shaefira to piggyback on top of me so she doesn't drown.
I jump on Kymir's back and grab onto his horn.
Kind of leaves her. It leaves her
I feel this is
free.
going in a weird direction now.
It leaves Shaefira free to poke around rather than have to concern herself with.
Not if she's got hold of my arms.
Okay, so she's got your horn in one hand and she's got the spear in the other.
Shaefira's having a good time.
Okay. What should I be looking for in terms of traps? What would is it? No, I don't know.
I
Or
don't
should you just
know.
get a torch out? Or are we worried about people seeing us down here as
Yeah,
well?
but if
Oh,
it's
hold on, wait.
waterlogged,
Wait. Let me see your spear for a second. Trust me.
yeah.
I'll
have
reach
some
up, touch
spirit.
the tip of the spear, and cast light on it.
Okay.
That'll help.
Is that a really strong light or?
It's for 1 hour. It's a 20-foot radius of bright light, and then another 20-foot radius for dim light. So for like 40 feet of like visibility, and we can make it red so it doesn't like like
Really
carry for
glaring.
miles.
Yeah. Okay. Then I'm gonna slowly wade forward, waiting for Shaefira to tell me to stop moving in case it's.
Um. Okay. Well, maybe we should check to see if there's any traps here now.
All right.
Well,
Then do a perception check. Trap searcher.
mm,
You
yeah, we're
do
gonna
not
die.
see.
We're all gonna die.
You have not found any tarps here.
Do we think perhaps the rogue was a bad idea to look for traps?
Well, who else is there?
Well, that's why I offered.
You still don't think there are any traps here.
I don't have a tarp, but I do have some rope.
Princess Saltwater.
You're gonna lasso the water.
Well, no, just usually tarps and ropes go together. You put the tarp over the barrel of rice, and then you tighten it down with the rope. Oh, wrong kind of
Maybe you're
tarp.
already
Okay.
in the trap. Maybe this is just one big water trap. Like you are in a pit.
Oh, that's reassuring. Thanks for that.
Well, 2 of us don't drown.
That's reassuring.
bump.
Thanks for that.
I'm going to move you to a map. Words are hard now.
All right. If Kerithlana's better at spotting, then maybe she should be a bit closer.
I also want all of you to make stealth rolls.
That's just harsh.
Speaking of Kerithlana.
Whee!
Who said anything about being
Wow.
sneaky?
Arrange yourselves accordingly on the map. So that you're in the appropriate marching order.
You have to share it
Wow.
first.
Oh yeah, and remind me to share the map with you so that you can do what players do.
Holy shit!
Look at that. We all did well.
We didn't suck.
I am beyond amazed at
That
Kerithlana's roll.
that map is huge.
That was with
It
disadvantage
is
as well.
quite a large
I
map,
know.
but I didn't make it, so I'm not taking
Oh, but
responsibility.
No, but it's low red, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping. I was hoping it's low res so you can live your life.
Yeah. Usually when I see maps come up, I'm gonna crash.
But I was thinking of you, right?
You were, and yeah, I'm not going.
Yeah, I feel like from what you've been describing so far, that Stiiv is kind of really lurking in behind. Like, you know, he's got his lurk vibe going. It works for him.
Okay, no, it's very simple. It's called let the strong women and the sexy tiefling go first, and
Yeah,
and
and the
all this.
sexy tiefling has the halfling on his back, and he's kind of in the front. But then Kerithlana has splashed forward quietly, an amazing feat of watery silence. And she has now approached the front of the group as well to see that this shit gets sorted in an efficient way.
So is it like 5 feet deep right now?
Yeah, it's about 5 feet deep.
Okay, because I have it as this head cannon of Steve with the Mariners leathers, basically just doing like a side stroke with his head in his elbow, just kind of like laying on the like drifting behind everyone
Totally.
sideways.
I believe it. No problem.
Does anyone else think that the DM is just sat there popping cherries in her mouth?
You're so right. I don't know what it is about this conversation, but I am compulsively popping cherries now.
Right then.
And it's not going to end well.
I would about this method, but you know, so far.
So, you are in a watery place.
Can we hear anything? Like, can we hear as if there's anything down here?
I'm going to reveal a little bit more of the map because I think the initial description tells you more details, and I want to reveal those on the map. Yeah, from your vantage point, you can also see that there's it seems to be a cavern. This large water-filled cave, roughly circular, God, reading is hard, and about 70 feet in diameter, connects to the sea through a passage. The passage is 15 feet across at its widest point, and its roof is at most 5 feet above sea level, so there's not a lot of clearance from the surface of the water to the top of the cave. The cave also connects to another cave through a 30-foot wide passage in the southeast corner. So you see the caves basically extend as far as you can see.
See, I told you it was a subway.
Do we have to worry about the tide coming in if it's connected to the sea?
Well, it's connected to the sea, but the sea is what you've traveled through, and it's kind of like marshlands. So there is a rising tide over time, like an ebb and flow. But it's perhaps not as dramatic as you would have on a sandy coast because of all of
Reasons.
well, because of the grasses and the swamplandy stuff that's there to kind of absorb the water, as well as different places that it might be diverting into because of the different land features. So it's not as simple as like water's creeping up the beach. But
Is there a tide mark on the wall?
Yeah, there is a tide wall mark, but you see it's only a few feet higher than it is currently right now.
So unless we're on spring tides or something like that, there's always going to be an air gap, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
At the western edge, I think I skipped something. The main cave has a high roof extending 25 feet above the water. So the part you're in right now, there's not much of a gap between you and the roof. But at the farthest expanse that you see that the hump seems to rise and there is much more airspace. Most of the cave appears natural, except for a rough ledge that has been cut into the rock, running along the southern edge, connecting with an adjacent cave. At the western edge of the ledge, an opening has been cut into the rock wall to permit access to a passage beyond. Near this, a flight of rough stone steps leads down into the water. The water is clear. Tall seaweed, its fronds swaying lazily, covers the bottom.
Toothpaste.
So basically, you see there's two options. You see the carved steps leading out of the water to a hallway, and then you see the caves continue beyond, and the water continues to flow beyond, and the passage. There's a chamber that you can't fully see.
DM question.
Yes,
Which
player.
direction is north?
It is cardinal directions, as you would expect.
Oh, okay. So we're going the wrong direction if we go through here then.
I think so. Wait. Oh shit. Is it different from what I just described?
Well, if
We,
we're going, if
yeah,
we're
we
trying to
entered
get to
into the
the,
cave to the north, and we're coming into it from the south on
You
this
know,
map.
the
So we've
descriptions
got
are probably
218.
different now that I think about it because it's written for a different world than the world you are currently in, and I wasn't paying attention to that because cherries. To the south, there are stairs leading to a hallway. To your east, the watery caves continue. Everybody, do a
that's
perception check.
the map here. No, I'm from Steve's perspective. If to the Lizardfolk camp, then we need to be going northwest, and this is going in the opposite direction of the Lizardfolk camp.
You're like totally turned around because now you guys are kind of underground. You're not quite sure how the cave, as you entered the watery cave, might have twisted and turned.
Okay, so
You've perhaps lost connection with the sky.
well, I never really had much of a connection to sanity anyway. What you're saying is none of us have a compass.
Unless somebody does have a compass.
I have navigator's tools, but that
I've already checked, but no.
hold on. It doesn't specify, but it says a set of instruments used for navigation at sea. It doesn't
It's like
specify if
approach
that's
the mound from the southeast. All right, so you headed northwest to get to the mound. The first opening you saw in the water was kind of to the north. And once you entered that opening, you started heading south again into the mound. Does that help?
yeah. So we're still. Oh, we're going in the wrong direction. I think. I have a wisdom of 10. Don't pay attention to me. Survival sucks.
Shaefira and
Actually, I'm
Kerithlana.
proficient in it. That's terrible. Why am I proficient in survival?
Wait, you have 2 perception rules, Kerithlana.
Yeah, I keep double clicking things.
Okay, so the first one isn't
Yep.
good enough. So Shaefira, you notice a sound in the water from the east.
What kind of sound?
Splashing. It's
What, like
akin
an
to the kind that Kerithlana makes when she's noisy.
Right, yeah. So Oceanus is about somewhere, isn't he? I notify the rest of the group that there is splashing sounds to the east. And I say, do you reckon that Oceanus has found us?
I don't know. I have figured that the imp would have said something because he
Mm.
kind of wants to squid.
Why don't you see
Unless
if
unless Oceanus got caught, imp.
Well, we could go see, and if it is him, we could stab him with a spear and then say we didn't realise it was him.
Or we could just go investigate the sound.
I thought he was
Could.
annoying, not malevolent. Or did I miss something?
No, it's just really annoying.
It's just annoying.
Okay.
I didn't mean I'd stab him and kill him. I just meant, you know.
Stab him a bit.
The rest of the
Stab him a
party's in a
bit.
mood.
Key.
I just really don't trust him.
They're feeling super stabby.
I don't like the dude. He gave me he keeps giving me moist hugs. That could be moist. Hugs aren't one of them. That's just weird.
Never trust somebody who gives moist hugs.
Exactly.
All right, I completely lost track of the plot. What are you guys doing again?
Gonna go check out the splashing sounds. Oh,
Yeah.
or it could be the drunken dolphins, I suppose. Got lost on the way somewhere.
Packed out
Okay.
in the cave, recovering.
Yeah.
Why don't we just go and very carefully see what it is without making any preconceptions on what it could be?
Yes.
All right, adjust yourselves accordingly as you move forward.
Right, to the east, you said. I guess Shaefira's coming with me. She's still on my back. We need to put the light out on the spear. No, 'cause-
Glowing red, isn't it? So it might scare whatever's there. Perhaps. You might think it's like a swamp ink.
Will-o'-the-wisp. All right. Do we see anything?
Do a perception check.
You, me, don't see a thing. Oh, no. Right, none of us do.
Everybody but Stiiv. Oh, also do a stealth check.
Stealth. Yup.
Whoop whoop.
There it
It's
is.
not me. It's not me.
Wow.
Everybody but Stiiv picks out that there are 4 lizardfolk figures lurking in a clump of seaweed in the water ahead of you.
You misspelled toothpaste. Yeah, you put a handful of seaweed in your mouth and when you chew it up,
Yeah. They're probably brushing their teeth, yes.
They're just brushing their teeth. That's
The
normal.
tricky thing is they notice all of you except for Kymir for some reason. They're just like focused on the halfling on Kymir's horn and don't realize they think that's probably what halflings look like.
She thinks Shaefira. They think Kymir slunk down so low to the surface of the water. They think that Shaefira is just the top half of a human.
Yeah, softies look weird.
Okay, so we know that they've seen us.
So everybody but Stiiv is aware that there are lizard folk lurking behind some seaweed, amongst the seaweed, but they have noticed you as well. At least they've noticed 3 of you.
Okay.
And
Go on, sorry.
they immediately jump forward, shaking their clubs, and you hear, or at least Kerithlana hears, in Lizardfolk, oh, I say Lizardfolk, but in Draconic, because she's the only one amongst you who speaks Draconic. You hear one of them exclaim, "Die, intruders."
Okay, I'll yell back. We seek to parley with Queen Uthakent.
Roll a persuasion check.
Did she just say roll a prick?
Uh-oh.
You, even though you understand Draconic quite well, your pronunciation is a bit stuttery. You say a few words wrong, and they are quite offended with what you said about their queen. Something about what you wanted to stick in her mouth. It was very, very unpleasant to them. So they kind of go, ah! They snarl, and they are very offended. One of them in Draconic is saying something about, I will make you drink from a cup of spleen.
Okay, that literally makes no sense.
Yes, and you're also realizing that while you understand Draconic words, you might not totally be 100% on the page of semantics and perhaps metaphor.
Are they using local lingo?
Yeah, this might not be. This definitely doesn't sound like the dialect of Draconic that Jaws Des used.
They're using Bing Translate. That's the problem.
He was a bit of a fancy talker. He was perfectly eloquent. You could totally understand what Jaws Des said if he ever spoke in Draconic. The letter that was left for Jaws Des, you could totally read that. Absolutely no problem. These guys with their clubs, or these individuals with their clubs, seem to be speaking some kind of lingo that you're not necessarily on point with.
That is very sad. I really don't want to have to fight them.
How about if we just shout Jaws Des' name, see if that stops them.
Give it a go, because they're not listening to me anymore.
And then I'm going to stick my hands up and wave them around and shout, Jaws Des!
At hearing the name Jaws Des, one of them pauses, and he motions to the other three. You know, pay attention. Stop. Pause. Hold your position.
Have I
And
noticed anything's happening, or am I just still sitting there floating?
yeah, you're floating. You're like playing with. You're making little splashes in the water. You're completely oblivious, Stiiv. It's really sad. You're looking at the lights and how they reflect off the cave. It's kind of pretty.
It's really pretty in here.
And then you see some seaweed and you start brushing your teeth. And you're like, yeah, Kerithlana and Kymir, they're talking to somebody, but that's their business. I'm sure they could take care of it. At the mention of Jaws Des' name, the one who kind of stopped and motioned everyone to like pause with their attacks, he says in Draconic, "What of the one with the smelly destiny?"
I'm going to look at Kerithlana since she seems to understand Draconic.
He asked what of? The one with the smelly future.
Okay. Do we think they might speak common? Well,
Well, he did eat a lot of eggs.
He did.
he did. That would definitely make me smelly.
Yeah. I'll ask if they speak common.
You ask in Draconic if they speak common. You see a lot of shaking of heads to the negative. And you hear the one who's been talking the most so far, who mentioned the smelly destiny, he says, is language of softies.
We asked. Oh, there
Oh
we go.
no!
Oh, there we
Fantasy
go.
Grounds is being naughty.
Right. That explains why you cut out.
It's the language of softies. None of them speak common.
Ah, okay. In which
Can I,
case, I apologise, but you're going to have to put up with my rather mangled draconic then. Like I said, we seek to parley with your queen.
Parley,
Speak with.
lower your weapons, give them to
Uh-huh.
us. You
We'll
can
lower them.
speak with the tooth chair.
With the what now?
Tooth
The
chair.
throne. Oh, wait, I can't. do that.
His destiny is a melon. He is gone to trudge lightly in the muck. Kyfoth willing, the cats go to war, and we have fish for dinner.
I think our DM is in the perfect state of mind for this conversation.
A
it's just
melon.
basically how
I
Kerithlana
see
understands
you
it.
play the horn of embarrassment.
The kazoo?
Give us your weapons. We will take you to the... And he's like pausing, like he's speaking to simpletons. Tooth chair.
Okay, he wants us to give them our weapons, which I'm not happy about. And then he wants us to go and talk to a chair with teeth.
And he pats his chest and he says, I am junk.
I am Princess Seawater.
That's nice.
I'll take the dash and kind of like okay, here you go, weapons.
He gives you a thumbs up, Kerithlana, and he looks at his compatriots and says, Princess Seawater.
Princess Seawater, he told you.
Fantastic.
And he introduces his compatriots. He's like, Litrix. Litrix kind of just grunts at you. And he says, Sosha. And there's another lizardfolk who kind of just whispers something under their breath, but you can't really hear what they said in Draconic. Still with the Draconic. And Voltha. And once you hand
Didn't
over
hear the last one.
Voltha, once you hand over your weapons, Voltha gives you a copper piece. No explanation. Just hands Kerithlana a copper piece.
Yeah. I don't think we're getting those back, guys.
Bloody yeah.
Okay.
I will add a copper piece to your inventory.
It's like a claim ticket.
You can do as you look at the copper piece, you notice that it's not the kind of currency that is in circulation in Saltmarsh. This copper coin has a dragon etched in relief on it. And you read the name Kyfoth. Or the word Kyfoth.
So maybe it is some kind of token.
Jonk kind of ushers you up the steps away from the pools of water. And he comments, the sharks and salmon tried to dance, as he waves towards the other ponds in the direction of the continuing water caves. But sharks have many teeth.
I like salmon. So Chunk.
He nods. He's like, I like salmon too.
So Chunk is the one, like the leader one kind, or this sort of leader.
Uh,
Like
Yeah.
Litrix, Suffa, and Chunk.
On Shakar.
Cigar. What? That's 5.
Junk, Litrix, Shakar, and Vulfa. It's 4.
Who's Shakar?
Oh,
Jonk, Litrix, Sosha, and Voltha.
Sosha. Right. Okay.
Jonk. Okay.
Yeah,
Not
Jonk's the
Chunk.
one who's mainly talking.
They're on the combat tracker.
Yeah.
Oh, are they?
Yeah. I mean, they're
Oh,
hostile in the
oh.
combat tracker, but I'm lazy. You
Well,
can consider
potentially
them
they could still
neutral.
be hostile.
I can make them neutral.
Wasn't that far off?
Yeah, and as Jonk ushers you up the stairs, he senses that you're, from what you're saying, that you're trying to suss out what he's about, and he says in Draconic, "The outpost has placed mud in our mouths while pond life hovers. It's like two ducks making pottery."
Have you
Is that what
shared
they
your cherries with these guys?
My Draconic is really bad. I'm sorry, guys. No.
So as Jonk ushers you forward, the remaining lizard folk kind of continue to hold on to your weapons here in the cave.
Steve
And
is totally calm about this.
he ushers you up the stairs. And at this point, you see, as you enter the caves, there is a guard post. And amongst the guard post, there are several more just regular lizard folk soldiers, much like were in the cave that you've already met. But there is one scale shield who is much more fancily dressed and also is wielding a red silk fan. I don't think I did that right.
A red silk fan.
A red silk fan.
Okay.
I'm adding them to the map.
Point out now that our is to go share about the one with the smelly destiny who is a melon, so we can all have fish for dinner. That's where we're at right now.
Yeah, he was telling you about there was someone, you're being taken to a tooth chair. And Jaws Das is off on his smelly destiny. Something.
See
It's the melon I'm
What
really
did I tell
confused
you?
about.
His destiny is a melon. He's gone to trudge lightly in the muck. Kaifoth willing.
lightly in the muck. Okay.
The cats go to war and we have fish for dinner.
Wait, hold on a second. There's only one little bit of that actually kind of makes sense. Hear me out. Okay, because bear in mind, Steve didn't hear the entire conversation. I just get the recap at the end, which is all run on. But isn't the whole reason we're here to talk about Jem not going to war?
Yeah.
So who are the cats that have melons?
Dying.
I think we need to find one of them that actually
Um,
speaks.
So there's the scale shield who is also wielding a red satin fan steps forward when they see Jonk lead you up the stairs. And Jonk motions at all of you and he says, "Cats are here.
Where are the cats?
They want
Are we the cats?
to go to the tooth chair.
We're the cats?
We have taken their weapons."
Guys, I saw this movie. It's called Avatar. We're
We're what?
Yeah, you broke up there.
I was saying I saw this movie. It's called Avatar. We're the bad guys. You don't know what I'm talking about. Never mind.
What's a
The
movie?
scale shield points their fan at you and says, "Hey, good you can make it." In common. So you're here to see our queen, aren't you? They're fanning themselves.
Yes, please.
Now, tell me truthfully, do you have hostile intentions? Because,
No.
I mean, Josdad said that he didn't think you guys were a threat because you're pretty pitiful, but, I mean, cats are unpredictable.
No, we actually brought eggs. We pull out the basket of eggs. We bring eggs.
Ooh. What kind of eggs?
What kind of eggs, guys?
Chicken.
With
Chicken
chicken
eggs, aren't they?
Chicken eggs. Chicken, yeah, definitely chicken eggs.
Chicken eggs. My lord. Oh, back off. I haven't had a chicken egg in a duck's age. I'm not quite sure. I can't even remember what a duck's age is. I wouldn't want to presume, but if you would like to hand me one of them eggs right now as a treat, I'd be ever so pleased.
Do
Go
we
for it,
have
Stiiv. Yeah.
Okay. I'll pull out an egg and present it to the scale shield with a grand flourish that's really unnecessary.
Oh, aren't you just the sweetest cats? And the scale shield crack desk munches the egg down. Shell and all.
What, crack dash?
Crack desk. Yeah, honey, my name's Crack Desk.
Like, related to.
Josdes?
Oh, am I related to Jaws Desk? Oh, honey, that's such a cat thing to say. We don't have relations so much as whether or not you're hatchlings at the same time. Yeah, sure, Jaws Desk and I were hatched at the same time, but I wouldn't say we're like brothers because he's a bit of a weirdo, you know, rejecting his premier destiny and all that.
Right.
I mean, he's a bit of a crackpot, you know. I think that's partially why Queen sent him away, is because, you know, he can do the dangerous scouting all on his own, off on his lonesome. And if he gets murderized, who's going to care? Because he's a weirdo.
Oh,
But he's a good enough scout, which was his original destiny.
Yeah, it was pretty good attack.
To be a soldier and go out doing the fighty stuff. That's what he was meant for. That's what he's doing right now.
And really stuff. He was great at that part too. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's out spying on our enemies.
He was probably spying on us, watching, coming in too. Just something you would do.
What? Watching people coming in?
He's always watching people. It's kind of creepy.
Well, he does have eyes.
I never thought of it that way. Look over shoulder at Princess Seawater and kind of like nudge, head nod, like, let's go, come on.
Now, Junk tells me that you have handed over your weapons in good order as a sign of faith.
All 4 of them.
Now, is that true and solemn? And are you on the up and up? Cause I heard you wanted to parlay with the queen, and we can't have no shilly shally and wambly pambling going on around here. If you're going to be talking to the queen, you got to be on the up and up. You got to be on your best behavior.
Yes, ma'am. I think. Let's just go with yes.
Okay, everybody, roll a deception check. Who has something to be deceptive about? Which I think might only be Stiiv.
I mean, I can hand over my
Oh.
quarterstaff because I've still got my fists.
Well, that's true, but that's just you handed over your weapons, your weapon.
I handed over 4 daggers. 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, I'm gonna do an insight check with old Crack Des. Lucky for you, Crack Des isn't that smart. Oh, but Crack Des is more perceptive than Stiiv is sneaky. Crack Des narrows their eyes and bops Stiiv on the nose with their fan. Now,
Ow!
are you pulling a trick? Cause I see that there fancy bag hanging on your waist, and I know fancy bags like that sometimes hold things inside because they're bigger on the inside than they are on the outside. You aren't trying to pull a
Yeah.
fast one here, are you? Are you, Sonny?
Well, no. This is of course, doing diplomatic negotiations. Sometimes it helps to have something to butter the wheels. And
That's the egg bag.
that's yeah. See, that's and he pulls out the basket of eggs. Like see, that's who the basket of eggs is, and
Gold.
reaches
Okay.
in there again and pulled in skull.
Kerithlana and Stiiv roll persuasion checks. You're touting this as the egg bag.
Woo!
Oh God, we're doomed.
Now, now here's the DM question for you, because Kerithlana doesn't know what happened, so she's telling the truth as it being the egg bag, but I am still doing deception.
She really believes it's just the egg bag, and she's trying to sell it, but Kerithlana, being Kerithlana, has inserted some inappropriate giggling as she makes this statement of truth as far as she's concerned.
It's a fear response, I tell you.
She giggles at everything.
So while Kerithlana is being earnest, she has failed to express herself in a way that seems genuine to Crack Des. Crack thinks she's whack.
Bum bum bum.
And did you, Stiiv? You didn't roll persuasion.
No, that's what I was asking. Is since I'm not telling the truth, can I still use deception?
You can do deception. I'll let you do deception since it's so prettier.
Still not good.
That is all you needed. Just good enough. And it helps that you've already provided an egg from this lovely bag for Crack Des to snack on.
I got the basket of eggs in one hand.
And they say,
pull
well,
out the gold skull like
I
offerings.
reckon that was a tasty egg you did get me from that bag. I reckon, wow, if you got that kind of fancy bag full of eggs, we're going to be eating good tonight.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully not us.
It'll be like that time the Locantha brought us moonshine cherries. So
Okay, shove the skull in the bag of eggs back or basket of eggs back in the bag.
So we will leave it off of there. You are traveling with escort from Crack Des. You leave behind Jonk. Once Jonk has handed you over to the scale shield, he returns to his outpost lookout in the seaweed in the water cave. And
So we're being guided by Dolly Parton.
And Crack Des is ushering you. She's got a morning star in one hand and her fan in the other. Keeping themselves cool in this muggy cave. And that's where we're going to leave it for the week. You are being escorted through the outpost.
Okay.
You believe toward an audience with the Queen. What was that, Stiiv?
No, I was just looking at something. They're humanoids. That's actually a really good thing.
And I guess the only thing I think because it's maybe an important audience thing that we will not try to to play with the absence of Kerithlana.
It's kind of hard to engage in diplomatic negotiations with the ambassador.
Since she's Princess Saltwater, Saltmarsh, something salty. Princess Salty.
See, now, disrespectful. You do not make fun of Princess Saltwater's name.
Okay.
So I have a all the way to the 29th?
Yes.
Yeah, because we can't play next week.
Yeah, I can't play next week either. And then on the 22nd,
I
our
can't play.
our glorious leader cannot play, the Princess Salty.
Okay.
So on the
Just call it
29th, we shall
Saltwater.
reconvene in the throne room.
Bum, bum, bum.
That gives me 2 full weeks to figure out what the fuck is going on.
And get more cherries.
And it's really strange to how many there are left behind.
I feel that they are repopulating themselves while you're not looking.
Maybe so.
Like what happened to the cherry pip lady?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh dear.
Well, that didn't end up well for her. I mean, they came out in a very bad way.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Should I be scared? Should I just throw them out now?
Have you not seen Witch to Beastwick?
Oh my gosh. That's what you were referring to. Holy. Oh god.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to wind up like that. No. No, that wasn't pretty. Well, thank you all for playing.
Thank you very much.
And I'm gonna look. I need to look at stuff and see what you killed and look at what your experience is now. Never mind. I should have said anything. No worries. Nothing to see here. Pay no attention to what's behind the curtain. Thank you, and enjoy yourselves. Have a lovely 2 weeks or 3 weeks or how many weeks is it? 1, 2, 3 weeks.
Something.
3.
We'll see you in 3.
3 weeks. Enjoy yourselves. Good times.
Thanks.
Okie dokie, thank you.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.
See
Don't
you
die.
later.
Bye,
Bye,
Steve.
Steve.
Bye.